Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a very interesting deck for you, something I've been working on for like the last week or so. Now, since we're getting so close to rotation, I'm trying to make all of my decks be rotation proof, which means I'm not playing any cards that are going to be rotating out when Edge of Eternities comes into the format. So what I have for you today is a different take on the Rakdos Sacrifice archetype. Rather than playing like a aggressive or mid-range build, we're playing more of a controlling build. Let's go over it real quick. So starting us off, we have Torch the Tower ×3. That's a good removal spell. We're also running 3 Momentum Breaker, 4 Nowhere to Run, 4 Disturbing Mirth, 4 Screaming Nemesis, a single Slagstorm, a single Ancient Vendetta, 3 copies of Scavenger Regent, 4 Leyline of the Void, a Rankle's Prank, a The End, 3 Beseech the Mirror, and 3 Magmatic Hellkite. Now, at first glance, this may look like a really weird pile, but I'll tell you the strategy real quick. So, the whole point of this deck is to bust up people's combos. So, we're going to start the game by hopefully playing a turn 0 Leyline of the Void, which is going to shut off any kind of graveyard strategies. So any deck that relies on the graveyard, any kind of reanimator strategy, delirium strategy, anything that relies on things being in the graveyard gets shut off turn 0 by Leyline of the Void if you have it in your opening hand. Now, why are we playing this in a sacrifice shell? Well, because there's going to be a lot of times when Leyline of the Void is going to be a dead card in your deck. And that's where cards like Disturbing Mirth and the Bargain package really come in handy, because you're going to want enchantments to sacrifice as the game progresses. So let's say, for example, you get Leyline of the Void out turn 1, and you realize, okay, my opponent's playing an aggro deck, or playing a control deck, or playing something that does not rely on the graveyard. So we're going to sacrifice it to Disturbing Mirth, draw some cards, or bargain it with Torch the Tower to remove a creature, or bargain it with Beseech the Mirror in the mid game to go and dig up something we actually do need. And that's also why we're running 3 copies of the Beseech the Mirror and a package of single card silver bullets. So we have ways to clear the board with Slagstorm, we have ways to remove very important card pieces from the opponent's library with Ancient Vendetta. Also, same thing with The End, and Rankle's Prank is a pretty good finisher for most decks, especially with the part that reads each player loses 4 life. I have won many games just by resolving Rankle's Prank. It's really, really surprising how powerful this card is. Now, as far as the rest of the deck, we want removal that is able to be sacrificed to the Bargain package. That's why we're also running 4 copies of Nowhere to Run, and 3 copies of Momentum Breaker. These are very good removal spells that happen to leave a permanent behind that we can then sacrifice to Torch the Tower, or Beseech the Mirror, or Disturbing Mirth. So it kind of fits the game plan there. Now, another strategy that is very popular that I like to try and shut off most games is life gain. And that's where Screaming Nemesis comes into play. So a lot of the times, your opponent is going to see a Screaming Nemesis and never block it, because they don't want to take that damage to the face that shuts off their life gain. Well, that's where things like Torch the Tower and Slagstorm come in. Slagstorm, deal 3 damage to each creature with a Screaming Nemesis on the table, will kill the Nemesis, but it will also shut off their life gain for the rest of the game. Same thing with Torch the Tower. I can cast Torch the Tower for 2 damage rather than 3, still keep my Screaming Nemesis, and shut off my opponent's life gain. It's a pretty potent way to lock people out of a potential game-winning strategy. So that's why Screaming Nemesis and these bits of damage are in the deck, because it's important. Now, another way that we can lock people off of wins is with cards like Ancient Vendetta and The End, because these are lobotomy effects that completely remove part of their strategy from the game. So let's say, for example, you're up against a ramp deck, and you kind of get the feeling that your opponent is ramping up to like an Ugin, or like a really big, powerful, scary spell like that. Well, that's when you cast Ancient Vendetta and say, okay, I'm going to name Ugin before you can get to 7 mana and actually cast it. So that's a great way to shut off another strategy. And then we also have 3 copies of Magmatic Hellkite and 2 Demolition Field to help us break certain land strategies, like lands that turn into creatures, or lands like the Fountain Port that people can use for added value. That is very, very good with Magmatic Hellkite. Get rid of those lands, get rid of that strategy. So the deck does a lot of, basically we'll call it combo breaking, hence the name Combo Breaker. So any kind of like mainline strategy that we want to kind of target is targetable with this deck. And that's before we even go into sideboarding. And notice there is no sideboard for this deck yet because I haven't gotten that far in building this deck. But I've been playing a lot of best of one with this deck, and it does pretty well. Like, it has a lot of really potent ways of just saying, stop doing that. And it's a lot of fun. I've been really enjoying this deck. So much so that I'm thinking about building this in paper. I think it's going to be a fun deck to take down to like a Friday Night Magic or something like that. So, there it is. That's the deck. Let's go ahead and take it out onto the ladder, play a few games, and I'll show you how it does. Okay, so we get to go first. We have a Leyline of the Void in hand, so that means it gets to come down on turn 0. I think we'll keep it. Alright, Raucous Theater. Top card is not a land, so that goes away. Okay, they play a mountain. That's a very cool looking mountain. Ooh, I think I know what mountain that is. I think that's the mountain from Final Fantasy IV, where Setzel has to climb all the way to the top of the mountain to face his own inner demons. That's actually pretty cool. Okay, I really hope I draw land next turn. Swift Spear, okay. Yeah, coming in, champ. What's it gonna be? Alright, it's a land. It's not the best land, but it is a land. Surveil. Another land on top, I'll keep it. Alright, let's go with the Momentum Breaker. Make him sacrifice that creature. Okay, play Mountain. Into... Forasation Mage. Okay. Interesting choice. Alright, let's go here. We're gonna go Swamp. And I think we're just gonna hard cast Magmatic Hellkite. There's nothing for me to destroy with it, but I need a creature on the table. Highway Robbery. Okay. What does that do? You may discard a card or sacrifice a land. If you do, draw 2 cards. Okay, that's pretty good. And they discarded Ren's Resolve to make that happen. Okay. They got another Ren's Resolve, okay. Oh, a cut down and a swamp. So they're actually playing Rakdos. That's interesting. Okay, well, let's go ahead. Attack for 4. Then just play a Screaming Nemesis as a blocker. Now they do have access to a swamp this turn, but we'll see if they actually have a good removal spell for it. Black Mage's Rod? I guess not. Okay. Alright, I guess not. Okay, so here we go. Let's see. So we can do a Slagstorm to clear the board and shut off their life gain. But I don't think they're going to be doing any life gain this game anyways. So let's open with an attack and see what they do. Okay, they choose to block. There's lightning? Okay. Resolve that. Resolve that. Resolve that. 2 damage. Then we're gonna do 2 damage to that Black Mage. And that's that. I guess they really didn't have anything else going on, huh? Okay, so I get to go first. We have 2 Blazemire Verge, a mountain, so that's both of our colors. We have Momentum Breaker, Beseech, Scavenger Regent, and Screaming Nemesis. So we'll keep. Alright, let's go with the mountain first. That way the Blazemire Verges will be active as soon as we play them. Yeah, there we go. And I don't see any creatures on the board, so we're going to hold our Momentum Breaker. Alright, we got Is It? Fear of Missing Out. Okay, interesting choice. They discarded Season of Weaving. Alright, let's play this other Blazemire Verge. And then we'll play a Momentum Breaker. Get rid of that creature. Okay, very cool. They're stuck on 2 lands. That's good for us. Just gonna play that, and we'll play a Scavenger Regent. Or at least we'll try to. Okay, that works. It's been a long time since I've seen Essence Scatter be played. Monument to Endurance, huh? Okay, I'm into it. Let's play Demolition Field, play Screaming Nemesis. Attack for 3. Oh, a second monument. Okay, I like where you're going with this. Alright, my turn. Alright, let's go ahead and cast the Blazemire Verge, cast Screaming Nemesis. Next, attack for 6. Now, if I cast Slagstorm right now, I can do an additional 6 damage, but I will lose my creatures, so I think I'm just going to wait. Now we can do that next turn, provided they tap out. If they tap out this turn, that would be a really cool next turn for us. Rassus Tunnel Grinder, okay, I like it. Comes in, discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards +1. Okay. So, probably discard their entire hand, draw a bunch of cards. Rassus Tunnel Grinder works really well with that monument. Okay, so they discarded 2 4 cards. Oh, okay, very cool. So they're gonna do some damage to me and draw some cards, very likely. Or maybe also even make some treasure tokens. If they make treasure tokens, that could put a spanner on us. Okay, island. Are they gonna do something else? Pass? Okay. Beginning of your end step, if you descend this turn, put a boar counter on Tunnel Grinder. Then, if there are 3 or more boar counters on it, remove those counters, transform. Okay. We're likely not going to get there. Okay. Ooh, very cool. Alright, next. Okay, go to attack phase. Swing. Abrade? Okay. Sure, you can abrade it, but I'm also going to torch the tower it. For just 2 damage. Get some extra damage in there. Here you go. Pop ya. Okay, then the 3 damage is going to hit it. Which is then going to hit you for an additional 3 damage. Now, you're going to take 3 from that. And now, I'm going to Slagstorm all my creatures. To get that last 3 damage in. GG. Okay. Opponent goes first. We have both of our colors, 3 lands. We have a Leyline for turn 0. And a bunch of dragons. So, not the best, but not the worst. We'll keep it. Alright, let's get that Leyline out there. Okay, opponent plays Thundering Falls first, so we're up against an Is It deck. I'll play Restless Vents. Oh, we're up against a Jeskai deck. Okay, well, let's go with a Swamp. And I'm just going to pass. So I don't have any creatures for me to get rid of just yet. Okay, Meticulous Archive, Surveil 1. Okay, let's go with the Mountain. Shoot. Gosh, I don't know what to really do here. Let's make him react to me in some way. There you go. Let's make it so you can't gain any more life. Okay, Elegant Parlor. They don't do anything. Okay, let's play the Fabled Passage, and then we will activate Fabled Passage to get another swamp. Yeah, and let's play Magmatic Hellkite. And we will blow up this land. Okay, and get a plains. Rediscover the way. What exactly does that do? We'll get the top 3 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. And they do that twice. And the third part is whenever you cast a non-creature spell this turn, target creature you control gains double strike till end of turn. Oh, okay, so they're just going to be using that to draw cards. That's understandable. Alright, let's go and play Screaming Nemesis. Let's punch him. And end the turn. They have Judgment, huh? Okay, they're gone. Let's fail 1. Alright, it's gone. End of turn. Activate this. Go get another swamp. The end. Okay. Let's go ahead and play the Scavenger Regent. Give him something to do. Stock up. Okay. Drawing cards. My turn. Let's go next. Next. Attack for 4. Play Horned Lock Whale, huh? Okay. So, go ahead and discard a card. What was the card? It was a land? Okay. Alright, resolve. Put it on the top. Right? What was that card? That was Dispelling Exile. Okay. Cool. Alright, let's go ahead and end that. Get rid of all the rest of them as well. No more Shikos. Done. Okay. Attack for 4. Put him to 9. They have Judgment again? Sure. You got it, champ. They have Negate and Meringue River Regent left. Okay. So now that I know that they have Meringue River Regents, I'm probably going to Beseech to get rid of them. So let's play Blazemire Verge. Beseech, Leyline of the Void. We're gonna go get Ancient Vendetta. Target you. We're going to name Meringue River Regent. Get those out of the deck. We'll just slowly remove all of your threats. So they can either play the Horned Lock Whale this turn or play the Beza. Choice is theirs. Let's see here. So they got a Get Lost that they can cast if they want to. I'm going to cast a Scavenger Regent. Play the Horned Lock Whale. No blocks. Cast Get Lost on that. Okay. Temporary lockdown. That card's kind of useless these days, isn't it? Alright, get a Beza. They do have a negate, so we kind of have to find a way around that. So let's go and play the Swamp. Play the Momentum Breaker. Okay, there's the Negate. Okay, let's do it again. Alright, get rid of the Beza. Then we end the turn. Hey, little buddy. Pass. He's going to attack for 6. Take some damage. My turn. It's not what I wanted. Let's activate this. Next. Attack for 2. Discard that. Draw a card. Beseech. Perfect. Put that on there. It's nowhere to run. Activate again. Very cool. Let's see what they do. I'm going to come out for 6. Yep. Ah, okay, never mind. Well, that was almost a cool game. Almost. We did do a lot of work trying to get rid of a lot of their threats, though. Okay, opponent goes first. We have a Leyline, we have both of our colors. However, we only have 2 land, which does make me a little iffy. But the rest of the hand looks pretty good, so I'm going to keep. Alright, let's play that Leyline. Opponent does go first, which gives us an opportunity to draw an additional land. However, that did not happen, so let's go Raucous Theater. And that's a land on top, we're going to keep it. Alright, play a Swamp, Deep Cavern Bat. Alright, you can choose one of my many removal spells. Take a nowhere to run just to get hit by the other nowhere to run. Alright, off you go. Alright, my turn. We're going to go ahead and play this mountain over here. And, oh, what did you take? You took my Beseech. That's interesting. Okay. Well, in that case, I'll just wait. Alright, Swamp. Unholy Annex, huh? Okay. Alright, cool. Well, then I will just do this right now. Thank you. Okay, let's get that other mountain out here. And we're not going to do anything just yet. We're just going to chill. Ruthless Negotiation, huh? Okay. Exile a card. I will exile... I'll exile the Ancient Vendetta. I'll just keep my removal for any demons you try to play. Unscrupulous Agent. When this creature enters, target opponent exiles a card from their hand. Okay. You got it. Alright, I will get rid of the nowhere to run. No, 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 no. I did the wrong thing. Why'd you do that? I gotta get rid of the mountain. Actually, no. Yeah, I kinda do. Okay. That was pretty close. That was almost bad. Let's see. So, what would we do here? In this situation, what would be the best thing to go get? It's like, if we go for discard, it's not going to hurt them too much because they'll just draw more cards. I think at this point, we kind of just have to sit. Tiny bones, huh? Pass. Use 2 life, draw a card. Alright, well, let's get rid of that. Alright, what do you got here? Library, graveyard. You only play 1 of that? Okay, what's the rest of your deck look like? Aquazots, Deadly Cover Up, The End, Skullcap Snail. Okay, this is just a pile of junk. So what's your win condition in this? Aquazots and demon tokens from the Unholy Annex. That's your win condition. Okay, cool. Alright. So you got a bunch of removal in your hand, and that's it. Okay. That's fine. What's my exile? Ancient Vendetta. Well, now that I know what you're running, I kind of wish I had that Ancient Vendetta back. There's really not much else I can do. Other than just wait. Yeah, just gotta wait for you to do things. Resolve. Get rid of that. Lose 2. Alright, well, let's go ahead and play this Momentum Breaker. Get rid of that creature. So my plan currently for that Beseech is to wait for them to start activating the Unholy Annex so that I can Beseech up some removal for them. Okay, there's another one. Make a creature? Oh, he did it for the draw card side. Okay, no, I'm just gonna let you keep doing that. That works for me. Alright, cool. Screaming Nemesis. Pop ya. Okay, now's your chance to get rid of my Nemesis. There you go. However, this does put them in a situation where they're not going to gain life from the Unholy Annex, which is great, because now I can win if they don't make me discard that last card. So if I get to untap with my Beseech the Mirror, I can search up Rankle's Prank and win the game right now. And that's what we're going to do. Beseech. We're going to bargain up from nowhere to run. We're going to get Rankle's Prank. Take it. We're going to choose each player loses 4 life. And good game. That was looking a little iffy there. But it was good to know that their deck really wasn't running anything very threatening. The only thing they really should have done there is get demons out of their rooms. If they would have gotten demons out of their rooms, that would have definitely changed the trajectory of that game. Okay, opponent goes first. We have 3 lands, both of our colors. Got some removal. I like it. We'll keep. Alright, opponent goes with an island. I will open with the Raucous Theater. Surveil 1, torch the tower. I already have one, so I'll send that away. Okay, opponent plays Mountain, Emperor of something or other. Add blue or red, spend this mana only to cast a non-creature spell. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, if at least 4 mana was spent to cast it, put a +1/+1 counter on the Emperor. Then, if it has 3 or more counters on it, transform it. Okay. We don't have to worry about that. I'm going to assume that this is a Vivi deck. What the hell was that? It's a 2/2 with haste. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, if at least 4 mana was spent to cast it, create a treasure token. Okay. Let's go here. And then we'll go torch the tower on that. Get him out of here. And then we say go. Right, play Mountain into Ultros. Is this just a Final Fantasy deck? It's just that what it is. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, if at least 4 mana was spent to cast it, tap target creature and opponent controls and put a stun counter on it. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, if at least 8 mana was spent to cast it, put 8 +1/+1 again. Okay, yeah, that will never happen. Looks like you might want to try and cast something else. Emperor, huh? I'll let that resolve, because I'm going to just Scavenger Regent next turn for 2. Get a little 2-for-1 action. Alright, Demo Field, Scavenger Regent for 2. There you go, get him out of here. Okay, Island into Shantoto. Okay, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, gets +X/+0 until on a turn where X is the amount of mana spent to cast it. If X is 4 or more, draw a card. Okay, well, let's play this. And then we'll play... Oh wait, no. We will not play Nowhere to Run. Let's see here. What do we want to do here? Yeah, I think we will go ahead and Beseech the Mirror. And then... we could do Magmatic Hellkite, or we could get another Momentum Breaker, just to make him sacrifice that. Or we can get Rankle's Prank. and get rid of that last card in their hand too. I think I want to do that. So, sacrifice 2 creatures, discard 2 cards. Do you have a counter spell in your hand? Because now would be a great time to cast it. Syncopate. X is 1. I'll pay it. Sure. Okay, discard 2 cards. You know, it's funny how often people concede once I play Rankle's Prank. Okay, and we are back with the post-game wrap-up. And I will say this deck does surprisingly well. Like, against certain archetypes, this deck is really primed to just really go and get them. So, naturally, because we're running so much removal in the main deck, this deck is really good against aggressive strategies and mid-range strategies. Where this deck does tend to falter just a little bit is against control decks. Control decks sometimes just happen to have the right cards at the right time, like key counter spells or things like that, that will really throw a spanner in the works for us. So against certain like control strategies, counter spell strategies, things like that, the deck does hit a few road bumps. But in matches where we are able to do what we want to do and actually actively use things like Beseech the Mirror and Ancient Vendetta and things like that, then the games definitely do go in our favor. There are some matches where where honestly just casting a Beseech the Mirror into a Rankle's Prank is enough to win the game. It really is. And that's honestly one of my MVPs for this deck. I love searching up a Rankle's Prank. Being able to make everyone sacrifice 2 creatures, discard 2 cards, and lose 4 life is really strong. Now, as far as MVPs for the deck, I will definitely say Magmatic Hellkite is a great supporting piece, especially against those control decks that rely on certain lands. Aside from that, the Screaming Nemesis, it's a good card, and it's in here for a good reason. Being able to shut off life gain strategies is really key for this deck. Aside from that, honestly, Disturbing Mirth is a surprisingly versatile card. Being able to play this early and throwing away something useless like a Leyline of the Void in matches where you don't need it is really strong. But also, it's pretty good in the mid to late game where you can chain Disturbing Mirths into each other. So you play one, sacrifice an enchantment you don't need anymore, and then play another one following up, draw an additional 2 cards, and get a 2/2 creature on the table with Disturbing Mirth going away is really strong. I like it a lot. But really where this deck shines is in the enchantments. Being able to play removal that is also a permanent on the table to throw away to the bargain package is really, really strong, and I like it a lot. Aside from that, I would probably say having a package of silver bullets to play with Beseech the Mirror really makes this deck sing for me specifically. I really like silver bullet strategies. So having a deck like this where I can throw away useless enchantments once they've served their purpose to go and get something that I need right now to win the game is really, really strong. So there it is. That's the deck. That's how I feel about it. And if you'd like to take it out for a spin yourself, I'll leave a link to the deck list in the description box down below so you can try it out yourself. And until next time, take care of yourselves.